now. Let's see. Yep. Hey guys, I think I'm live. Um, so today on this particular stream, I'm going to work on the tile kit again. It's actually Tile Master now, so I'm very excited to do this. So in the previous stream, we created this render, not this one, sorry. I think we created this render. Yeah. I'm gonna give a quick breakdown of how I did this, definitely, and then we'll focus on what's the plan for today's stream. And yeah, so let me quickly check the messages, both on Discord as well as YouTube. Yep, nice. So I'm pretty excited about today. So let me just give a quick breakdown of what happened last stream. So this looks like a mess and I'm gonna clean this up, I swear. But for now we have this tiles, which is called advanced tile setup that I did. And then I basically created a motor mask, which is this, and then this. When I multiply these two objects, I'll get this particular shape for the motor. And then when I do some color dodging stuff, it looks, the bevels will be sharper. And then I think I'm taking a gradient from outside. I'm gonna show. Unfortunately, Blender lags a lot when I go super close up. Yeah, something like this. I'm using a noise texture and I'm using smooth minimum to basically give that softer edges in the corners. And when I do some color dodge, you'll get this breakup in the edges, which is really sweet. And I think I'm using an exclusion, which is one way to say that I'm excluding whatever is on the second socket using the top socket as an input. And on top of that, I'm adding some details like dents. I think you'll see them here once I go close up, and I think when I give the height max, you'll see the dents. And then I hope you guys can see the stream on YouTube as well. Just let me know if that's working, because I'm not sure if that's working. Just let me know if the voice and everything is working there. Cool. So now I gave it a little bit of more dense here and there. I think I like this a lot better. On top of that, I added color variations using this color variation node which I created. It looks very uniform because it's only using one color at the moment, but we can change that depending on whatever input we give. We can make it more bright and less saturated, which will give us a different look, something like this. And I don't mind that as well. That color looks fine, but little greenish would make it like very old look. So yeah. I was thinking to post regarding the streams on Instagram as well, but I'm not really sure. And using the color mask, I'm getting a mask for wherever I want to show the motor, wherever I want to show the tiles, and I think I'm masking it out and then bringing the tiles back. So that will give you this particular output, which is really nice. So in this particular stream, I think I'll work on broken tiles and as well as true share tiles. This setup will be abandoned for now, but we'll come back to this and we'll try to make a node group out of it, definitely. But for now, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Let's see. I'm gonna close this and create a new material. Let's call this tile pattern, broken tiles. Yeah, tiles setup work in progress. Yeah, let's call this broken tiles work in progress. So we have all the node groups inside this generator. So let's use the basic bricks, or like let's use the combined tile generators for sure. Yeah, why not? Let's give it the UV coordinates because that's what I like. And for this particular setup, I think let's use the other one. And let's use this camera. Not this setup, sorry. This setup, I think. Yeah. And let's change the cameras to 1080p. It looks so damn different here. Well, we'll fix that. That's not a problem. Let's click on that object and let's change this to broken tiles work in progress, and let's save this as well. Let's give this a scale of 10 so that we can see a lot more. Hopefully you guys can see that as well. So now let's do the broken tiles. The way I would go about broken tiles is using Voronoi texture. So in Voronoi texture, we have this amazing, let me just Voronoi texture. Let's use that. And the dimensions are like not set well. So let's use vector math and let's multiply the dimensions to that. Before that, let's give this value of 1. That'll be nice. Yep. And let's decrease this to, let's say 3. Maybe that's too big. 1. And you can see it's all repeating. We don't want that. We'll use this random vector char to basically add this value. So it is basically like offset it in different directions. But this is not enough, unfortunately, because we also have this random cell vector which I would like to use. I'm not sure if that works well with 2D, but let's give that a try. And let's multiply this with, I don't know, 20. Let's scale this instead by 10 for now because I want some randomness. And let's decrease the scale so that every tiles looks like that. Yeah. So my idea is to take the height map and take the distance, keep this one here and duplicate this one more time and change this to distance to edge. Then you'll get this really cool looking cracked patterns, which is what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna keep this to 2D because I don't really want 3D details here. So let's use that. And on top of that, my plan is to use distorted noise textures to distort these edges. The way I'm gonna do that is using a simple noise texture. I'll use the basic noise instead of the noise that I recreated. And I'm gonna use this input. And let's decrease that noise as well. And I'm using mix color. The way I distort it is using the color socket. I'm gonna change this to linear light. There you go. This looks good, sure, but it doesn't really look like cracked tiles. The way you should really give only a little bit of that, little bit of like, I think 0.2 is how max you can go with this, because when you look at like broken tiles, you can see these are like very straight, like it's not this wiggly, right? Does that make sense? So the way I would go is like decreasing the detail would make it like more straight without any details. So that is the plan. So we'll use that, and let's use a mix color and change this to color dodge and bring this all the way up to white. Let's do that. Now you see, this is very similar to this. That is how I think I would do this thing. So now let's take the height map from the previous node and let's duplicate this. Let's change this to, I think, mix, not mix, multiply. Should I go multiply? Sure, I think multiply should do fine. Or subtract. I think I'll go multiply. And I'm going to use this as the top socket and the height as a top socket and this one as a second socket. Now I can use the multiply to basically denote where the cracks are. For them to see better, let's give displacement. So let's add the displacement just now and change the displacement settings to displacement and bump and plug this directly to the height socket, this one to the displacement socket, and finally this one to the principal shader. Let's look at from the camera view and decrease the scale all the way up to 1. But for this, I already have another output from here, which is called displacement scale. I'm gonna use that as the displacement because I can control the overall displacement from the scale. Like, look at that. That looks really cool. At least that's what I think. Probably. Okay. Let's select this material, alpha. Okay, where the hell is tree alpha? Not really sure why the tree alphas are not working. But for now, let's not think about that. Let's just use the plane. We have the displacement, we have the cracks, but the cracks are too, like if we go all the way down, I think we should decrease the displacement scale as well. Don't you guys think? Yeah, 0.05 seems fine. And now we need to uh, increase the thickness there. Let's go up to maybe there. Yeah, and it has to be broken. That's cool. Now, the reason why I added another Voronoi here is because of this color node. I'm gonna separate XYZ here, separate color, and then use one of this as a mask to drive this. Not here, sorry. Like subtract. Now we have that. Look at that. That is so cool. I'm so happy I actually did this. Like, look at that. That is really cool to me. Like, let's give this a quick render because I want to see how this looks in the rendered view. Like that is really cool to me. This is how I personally give tile random. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh my god, my back is hurting already. I should get a better chair. Okay, I think I like this. So let's get back to the procedural shading and let's give it some structure. Yeah, let's give it some structure. I think I'm gonna disable selecting other objects maybe. I'm gonna pin this, yeah. And let's organize them now because we don't want to get cluttered later on. So this is fine. All these to have this particular setup is fine, I think. Let's bring this down, bring this one down. Use a color dodge right here. And then this. The multiply to add that, and then this one to give the height random. This is good. and we can increase or decrease the number of cracks we can add, and it's all procedural. And this is our seed value, so we can keep that in mind. Let's give this 10 for now. Let's not do too much at the moment. The best part about this whole thing is we can just change this node to any other node. For example, we can change this to bricks and just plug the setup and use the height map here, and then use our cell vector here and dimension there, random color there, and the displacement scale there. Now you have this. The bricks are broken, which is perfect. This is what I love about proceduralism. And yeah, let's use the present tiles and let's generate the next step. So now that I have like a way to add, you know, random color, we can also use the position vector, which is this. Let's use a vector subtract. Let's get it from maybe this, I think. Yeah, yeah, this, I think, yeah. One thing you should keep in mind is this scale and this scale has to have the same input. So let's use a value node. Let's change this to maybe one. Let's plug this at 0.9. Sure, why not? Let's give that, and that the same value. That's really cool. The reason why I did this is because I can use a separate XYZ here to get like different gradients here, and also like I can use vector rotate node and use one of these values to rotate that value. Now you have that, but let's use a math node and multiply this by pi. Like, so let's subtract this by 0.5 and then multiply this by I don't know, pi by 2 pi, yeah. So now you have like random gradients, which is important here at the moment because I'll show you why I like this a lot. I can just use this node to give the tilts. Oh man, this looks so cool. I'm so happy. Just little tilts in one particular direction. Let's give the render, like this is one. Let's give this another render. Wow. Look at the tilt, like from the edge to there. And I don't think you can get this elsewhere that easily, which is why I like this node a lot. I think I like the setup a lot to generate broken tiles. Honestly, I think I should probably make a better tutorial on this, like how to make this better. But I think yeah, like this is fine. But everything is cracked now. Now we need to mask this all out. So let's give this 0.3 factor, and we have all this setup ready. And let's organize this because I don't want any cluttering to happen. Okay. The lighting is weird, so I'm just gonna turn these two alphas off, and let's quickly give this a color, like something really dark, so that we can see the values, or else like metallic and roughness to, I don't know, maybe that doesn't work. Let's not go metallic for now. Let's give it a basic value for now. Maybe slight little bit of, yeah. So finally we have this setup. We can call this crack setup, I think. So let's quickly put this in a, I think, yeah, let's put this in a frame, Control J. Let's call this cracks. Now we need crack masks, cracks. Now we need the mask. The way I'm going to generate this mask is, we'll take the third random color. We have three random colors in three different channels. Red is one random colors, and green is another random grayscale, and the third one is a blue. And I'm going to take a math node greater than, and this threshold will say how many bricks are broken and how many are not. And I can say about maybe 0.8 should be fine, I think. And we have this um, thing, so let's use a math multiply. Let's use color sure, and let's multiply this directly to this. So now only some tiles are there, and we also need to use this mask to get a color as well. So let's use this mask as the base color for now. Now you can see like only this materials are like gone to 0. Only the broken tiles are gone. And so here is the thing. What I want is I want to specify how many tiles are actually broken and how many tiles are also missing. So this is a missing tile. It's not broken tile. It's a missing tile. So this should be like an addendum to uh, like the number of broken tiles. So how am I gonna do that? Let's see. So we need another so we need this node, this random color, which is very important at the moment. Separate this into three different colors, or else one color is fine, but it's better if we do that. And let's use another math greater than node to get this. So let's say only these tiles are broken, or like, it has to be very less, like 0.1 or 0.2. Let's say 0.2 then, maybe. Not sure. So let's do this, and let's use the mask like a mix, and use a mix color, I think. I mean, float mix should do it, but yeah, I think let's do float mix. Mix float, yeah. And take the final things to the first socket and the actual height to the second socket, I think. And then use this as our final height. Technically, what we did is correct. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yes, this is perfect. Now I don't know. I want to give this a quick render to see if everything is working. Or maybe I'll just use the circle setup for now, because I don't know what is happening in this lighting. I have a better lighting scenario there, so. And let's give the cycles is fine. And let's also add 1080, 110. Yeah, that's what's up. And why does this cam, okay, I think I should change the camera as well. There you go. Now let's increase the scale. Except 0.75. And let's give a bit more bevel strength. Okay, so unfortunately, the reason why this is not working at the moment is because I have to kind of mask out uh, this greater than setup only for this method, this one, this. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. And why does this show up again? Okay, and this. Okay, we can't use this anymore. Okay, that's interesting. Let's use this instead. Oh, yeah, look at that. This is what I wanted. So now I can decrease the maximum displacement to 0.15, which is more realistic. And now I can use the motor setups to only show up in these broken tiles. So that'll be the perfect thing. And also I can give a maximum height variation here as well. I can give it like point, just a tiny bit of variation. We don't want too much variation. It's perfect. There's a little bit of seam there. I don't know why that happened. So let me just quickly go fix that. It shouldn't happen technically. Okay, white noise. Mix. Oh, okay. And the factor has to be a black and white. Yeah. So that is working perfectly. Why did this happen? Okay, that is fine. Okay, this is not good. So this one, I think I used it directly. So I should use separate color and plug this here. We have red and then we have green. What if I use the red channel here in the color, and does it still give two? So it's still giving two colors here. I'm not sure why. That is bad. You see that? There's like two colors here and there. I need to fix that. Hey, Lana T. I'm sorry, I can't butcher your name, so I'm not gonna pronounce it. I'm just gonna call you LT for now. So I hope I can be half as good as you. And oh no, uh, thank you so much. That's really kind. But honestly, there's nothing. I think I just spent too much time here. That's it. If you have spent as much time as I did, I think you'll get so much better than me. Trust me. Yeah. Okay. Just need to figure out why this is happening. Okay. Because it shouldn't happen that way. Maybe I'm using a tile mask as for the checkers, but it's probably best not to use this checker tile because this is actually a color, so I don't know. I think I'll generate a new mask here instead. We have the scale and then we have this fraction and that fraction. So just gonna use a separate XYZ. And hello Vishal Yadav. Um, yes, I'm on LinkedIn. You can find my website, I guess. Let me update my website on my channel. Never did that. So if you go to my channel, I'm gonna edit some links on it. Gonna add more links. Hmm. Let me see how to do that. Sorry, this is a quick tangent. I never thought of updating my channel links. So I'm gonna do that. Advanced setup, channel status and feature, create new channel, advanced settings. Or I'll just search Saichar and MD and I think you'll find it. I think if you do that, you'll probably find my channel. Just don't send any links, basically. Okay, so here is the mistakes that I'm trying to solve. I don't like the seam, so I'm gonna fix the seam in a bit. So we have this ping pong. No. So we need a alternate black and white mask. So checkers. I think sign and cause is the way to go, yeah. Maybe sign and sign is also fine. Is a math greater than? And I think y. Sign, sign. Let's vector math scale this by pi. Minimum. Don't clamp this. Okay, sin and sin. Minimum is not working. Multiply should work then. Multiply. Yeah. 50 greater than 0. And this mask should be identical to this mask. It kinda is, right? Like, look at that. This and this. Except maybe I should do less than this and this. Yeah, identical. Okay, sure. I was just being lazy to create this setup back then, so I think I used that. So what if I just plug this one here for tile mask? This should still generate that, which is good. And please, for the love of God. Okay, 1D noise texture is not generating, is generating that weird thing. Not sure why though. How come is there's a small break? What if I use 2D? It still has that. Okay, I don't like that. I need a way to fix that. Not sure why that is happening. Maybe if I use this instead. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Need a way to fix that, or else it's gonna be really hard. Oof. So this crack tiles are fine looking at the moment, but the random color is having trouble. Trouble. Here. I mean, should I just use 3D? Maybe then. Still having. Did it fix it? No. No. Okay, I'm getting annoyed actually. So this one, let's quickly draw like, you know, annotation there. Okay, that is weird. See, there is no boxy stuff. See, this is a normal color. Let's do the math. I'm so confused. Why is this happening? It should technically not happen. I need to find a way to minimize that. If I just use a Voronoi instead, will that fix it? And in Voronoi, there is actually a colors output. Please tell me this fixed it. The fact that I have to use a Voronoi to get this is kind of insane. I don't like that at all. But I could use a 1D Voronoi then, if white noise is not working. Nope, 1D Voronoi seems to have trouble. I can give like this 1,000 scale or something. Yeah, interesting. Sorry, just got a message. I have to take this. Sorry. So Voronoi is actually having no trouble, but this is, I don't know why this white noise is giving this weird. Wait a minute. Yeah, look at this one. See, Voronoi is not having any trouble. That is weird. Maybe white noise is the culprit here. Interesting. So maybe I'll just use Voronoi here instead. What if I just, yeah. Oh God, I hate using Voronoi for this. You know what? Well, it doesn't really matter. Maybe I should not normalize that. Yeah. Okay, normalizing doesn't help. Okay. Let's not touch anything. Just 1,000 is fine. Control H. Let's use this as our new white noise. God, this is horrible. I don't like using Voronoi, that's the reason. Or else I wouldn't mind, honestly. Okay, so mechanical engineer to artist. How did that happen? Ah, wow. I've told this story several times, but COVID happened and I was doing mechanical engineering. I was in second year, and then what happened was I didn't like that I had to do, um, I mean, I didn't like that whatever I did was um, online, because mechanical has to be very practical. So I just lost interest, I guess, during COVID on my field. I was more into robotics at the time, but I didn't have any equipment in my home to do my own robotic stuff. And 1 year gap was actually really painful to go through. And I also had some backlogs, which basically meant uh, that I can't pursue my career well, if that makes sense. Like with any, if you have backlogs, then you can't really get into the top 50 top universities in the world. So that was a bummer. So then I was like, okay, what is my backup plan? And my backup plan ended up to being, I was good at designing, 3D stuff in CAD. So I thought maybe I can pursue that. And through CAD, it became Blender. And from Blender, it became 3D in general. Yeah. Now, I did my masters in digital effects. I'm here in the UK. So yeah, it's a Houdini based course. So that's my story in short. Okay, let's see. Back to work. So this random color has no problems. That's good. That's good. So now this shouldn't have any troubles technically. Hopefully. I don't want troubles. No one wants troubles. So I can use this particular control to give broken tiles. Don't worry about the colors. The colors are just placeholders for now. And there's also the tilt variation that I have given here, so that'll be fun. Tilt strength is there, yeah. 0. I think the motor is stopping it, so let's make this -5 for now. Okay, the tilt is kind of clamping it down, so I need to fix that. Tilt, where is the random tilt? Random rotation, adding value. Did I clamp anything anywhere? Add 1, sure, multiply, greater than, sure. I'm adding this one back. This one is going directly to multiply. Interesting. So I'm multiplying there. And why am I not subtracting? I'll fix this later, but for now the tilt is not really necessary. I mean, you can tilt it and it'll go a little down and then it'll start clamping. And no one would push it till that far, so I think it is meant to be used till 1, I think. Yeah, that's what it is. And no one would push it this much. That'll be insane, so I'm not gonna push it all the way till then. So I'm just gonna make it like 0.2 or something. Okay, that's cool. Hey Trace, nice to see you here. Would you mind joining me? Like, if you raise your hand, I'll just drag you into the speaker. Hi. Oh yeah, I think you can. Yeah, forgot. Can you hear me? I think your voice is really low. Oh, never mind. No, 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 no. It's actually my audio. I think it just overshooted your voice. I'm gonna increase the desktop audio as well. Can you speak
Test, 1, 2.
more? More?
Test, 1, 2.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. That's
There
good.
we go. And those tiles are looking good.
Thank you so much. I've been working on this for a bit now, and today I'm working on broken tiles. I wanna see how far I can push broken tiles, and this is where I came today. This is the new node setup that I created. I have an old version, but it's not really working that well because I did not have the tilt support, like yeah,
Oh, that looks great.
yeah. What you been up to?
Finishing up some renders.
That's cool. That's cool. Is it for work?
Pushing new projects. Yep, everything's work.
Nice. So, let me see. Any questions in the chat? Perfect. This was a unplanned stream, so I had to do it really quickly because now I have time, but later today I don't have that much. Uh,
And you are
So,
working on a sprint of some kind. 5
ah,
days a week.
yeah, like I thought I'll do 5 days a week actually, but then what happened was I got exhausted doing every day. Then I realized like this is probably not good to do it every day. Then I thought I'll do every other day. And every other day seems possible. That's why I took 2 days break in between because the last stream I did was on Saturday. So yeah. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. These are the 3 days I'm choosing. One weekend, but Sunday is something which I want to use completely to rest. So, but yeah, so this is really helping my channel as well. Like, even though like not many people jump in the live streams, it's definitely recommending the videos later on, if that makes sense.
Yes, I like your initiative there. It's good that you're doing it.
Yes. This is also like a comeback to this server. It's been like almost 1.5 years since I've been active here, and I kind of feel bad about that, definitely. But uni came in between, so I didn't really have that much time to do online stuff.
Yes.
So let's see, let's work on the next one. So I have this style set up here, which is a good reference on what I want to end up with today. So I'm trying to recreate this, and I saw this cracks and immediately wanted to tackle that. So here I can decrease this to make the cracks more prominent, and decrease that to make it more straight. Increase this to make it more chiseled, yeah, if that's the. So next I need to tackle the base color, which I think I already have. So the way I would do that is by going back to the setup and stealing this node setup.
Oh, look at those cool little concrete things. That's nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I worked on this is what I made in the previous stream. So this was the reference. And honestly, I think I can do it a lot better now, but since it was on stream, I was a little self-conscious with testing out more math nodes and just clutter everything, even though this is already cluttered. But I think I should not fear that from next time. Okay, it's not tiles, it's broken tiles. So let's paste this here and use a random color here and the cell vector and dimension to this. Also, let's use a random color, why not? Yeah, there you go. We have the new color, and I can just plug this directly to the base color and roughness all the way down. Oof, that looks so cool. The way this works is it'll take a single color and it takes a random color noise, which you can export from the tile generators, and it'll give variation based on 3 different layers. So you can use one layer to give high details, but second layer to make it some more darker, third layer some more darker. What I would do is 0.25 of all channels would give it a good base color, and then I use another noise double as a color noise input in the next setup to give this one. On top of this, I can use another Voronoi again. Let's use a Voronoi, and let's use this. Sure, this has a color as well, so we can plug another color variation node and use this as a color noise, and this will give a different look. Just a tiny speckles here and there. If you go close, you can see the detail. But yeah, anyway, let's delete this. Let's use what we have. But this color has to need a mask, I think. Yeah, use mix color with the same mask as the broken tiles. And now you have this. Wait a minute, sorry. This. is good. I think I should use the same as well here. And this one has to go down, I think. Okay, not that. Reverse. And one. Okay. Maybe this is what I was thinking. Probably. That's true. So now I can increase this all the way up to 1 so that I can break all the broken tiles. And I can increase the number of broken tiles here in this setup. So in this white parts, we are gonna give the motor setup. So what I can do is I can just import this motor node, plug the cell vector here. No, motor node needs this UV. Yeah, I know. And use a maximum, I think. Oh, multiply. Just multiply this. Okay, not multiply. How do I do less than greater than? Okay, Alt S. That's 0. Sure. Less than 1, maybe. Yeah. And multiply this with the motor. And then use this as a maximum. Ah, perfect. And I can offset it down by that much, but also, yeah, I think that's looking fine. I'll use a gradient. It's a color ramp. Make it a greenish color here, probably. And then use that as a color mask to that node. I'm gonna clean this up, sure, definitely, but for now, I just need to focus on generating this. And we need a mask for roughness as well, so let's use mix 1 and 0.07. 0.07. Let's put this right here. Yeah, now let's give this a quick render to see how that looks. Definitely, there are some errors which I want to tackle. That is due to some motor setups that are like, coming out, and the color is not, I mean, the motor setup is not really working that well here in this case. The reason is the way I set up this nodes is it already has a motor mask coming from the output. I think that has been the problem from long time, and I thought that is useful, but adding motor once you've done the height seems to be the way to go, so I have to change it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed all the messages. I'm going to speak about this now. Hi, Blender Made Easy. It's been so long since I've seen you. Yeah, it's been a while. How are you? Really nice to see you here. Um, I think I've been watching your channel as well. Let me quickly go back to your channel and just easy. Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, you did some Lego stuff recently. I was working on some shaders for plastic materials, and I found this really amazing Lego stuff recently, and I thought I should recreate some. That is fun. And of course, you're still doing, um, fluid simulations, which is nice. I was wondering, what is your take on, like, would you do tutorials on uh, Embergen and, have you tried them? Embergen and LiquidGen and Moonlight 6? Yeah, Moonlight 6. Can you suggest me a free Geometry Nose course? I'm a beginner. A free course would probably be by Crossmind Studios. And Drace, do you have any suggestions for a free course in Geometry Nodes if you're still here?
Many ideas.
Yes. Any what is it called? Many ideas?
No, I have a few. I mean, depends on
Yeah, I
what
think
you
so.
want to laser focus because the topic is so broad.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But yeah, like I think start with Crossmind Studios, and that would probably be the best place if you are a beginner who's wanting to do with.
Mine is like, well, you can divide it into three types of courses: low level, mid level, and high level.
Yeah,
So for low level, it's kind of like beginner stuff, mid level is intermediate, which makes you like tool sets, and high level, which gives you generators.
yeah, yeah,
High level is more advanced.
yeah. I think for high level
So,
right now, it's just Aaron doing the best stuff out there.
but even then, his stuff is only mid level.
To be honest, that's true because he's trying to teach. So
He's making the base, he's teaching the low level stuff at a mid level use case with making tool sets and modules
yeah, yeah, that
for
is true.
to later help high level stuff, but his stuff isn't like a high level use case, for example,
Mm,
a building generator for a city type thing.
that is true. And not many people are making any tutorials on that, honestly. And every time they make a building generator tutorial, it just gets outdated because geometry nodes change, like the nodes in it, which is fun. And Karthik chat. Sorry, just saw your message now. Hi, I am new here first time. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. I, I struggling with degrees and radians. I watched a bunch of math truths on that, and now I know pi and other things. How it is useful in math note. Okay, that is good question. I do have a solution for that, and I use that in my note setup as well. I'm gonna show that to you in a bit, but let me also read the other messages. And please tell me about sine and cos and tan and how they are used. Honestly, like I think it's better if you watch a math video on sine, cos, and tan because they would explain it better than showing it visually would make sense, but I only think of it because I know the math side of it. I think you should probably watch some graphs on sine and cos, and then you can relate it how the gradients are used in Blender. And I think you can go watch my first video or the second video that I ever posted on my YouTube channel, and that has about sine and cos stuff in it. You know what? Let me just send that link here. I talk about coordinates and stuff in that, so okay. This goes a little complicated as well because I talk about uh polar coordinates in it, but doesn't really matter. You might see some good use cases there. And Blender made easy. I have not tried Embergen, but I really want to. Yes, it's awesome. I've been seeing some really cool stuff because I personally use Houdini for all the simulation work that I want to do, and since I've been doing it for I don't know for 1.5 year now, maybe 2 years of Houdini, I feel Houdini is high level for what Embergen is capable of. Embergen, I think for visual effects is probably not the choice, but for game studios and everything, I think Embergen is probably the best one out there. And I think ranking art is way to go for geonodes. I thought ranking art made. I mean, it's been so long since I did that. Seen his stuff. I really loved his procedural materials back when he was doing it. If he's doing geonodes, he's pretty good teacher as well. So I think you should check that out as well. Yeah. So coming back to how degrees and radians are used. Okay, let me show you. So this is radians because pi is 3.142159 and I'm using 2 pi because it's 180. 180 is pi in pi equals to 180 degrees, and 2 pi which that in radians is 360. So how I would use this one is I'll take a value node, let's per se, and have a math node. I'll set this to radians, 2 radians or 2 degrees, and Blender by default uses radians, so we can convert the radians to degrees here and then use this directly to the angle. Now this will output, if you see, this will output the perfect 45 degrees or 30 degrees or whichever you want, because I think this is using degrees, so you can directly plug this to degrees, I think, because yeah, but I'm using radians, so I'm just using that with radians. I think one other way to showcase is it by using the UV coordinates. No, let's hide this. Let's add a new plane, go to the top view, and let's add a new material to this. Let's call this radians to degrees. Let's I'll quickly make a setup. Separate texture coordinates, UV, separate XYZ, and vector math subtract 0.5. So vector rotate, so not vector rotate, sorry, rotate. Is it vector rotate? Yeah, vector rotate. Yeah. I can give the angle here, 0, let's say 90 degrees. It gives you a perfect straight line. But sometimes I want to do a line. I want to draw a line. So let me just do the line first. So a line, I could probably do it in different ways. One easy way is equals to y minus mx equals to 0 is a line. So y equals to mx plus b. So this is a parametric function, parametric equation for a line where m is a slope. So how I do that is, right now I'm multiplying with a value m. So let's use a value called m, which is a slope. Let's use 1 here for now, mx, and let's subtract this from the y. So depending on the slope, I can change this. But sometimes slope can also be written as tan theta. Tan theta. So this tan theta, we have a math function here. In math, we have tangent. So this value is theta now. But this is in radians, right? So to convert this to degrees, I'll duplicate this and change this to degrees. Sorry, from radians to degrees. To radians, because this takes in radians. So now I can specify 90 degrees. Sorry. And you can see I have a, oh God. The reason is now I have a straight line in 90 degrees, but the gradient is gone. We can't do anything about that. That's unfortunate. Maybe if I divide this by tan theta again, I don't know. 90, does it work? Yeah, it doesn't work. But yeah, now I can bring this to 45. Now you have a 45 degrees line. Minus 45, you have a minus 45 degree line. So yeah, there are different ways you can generate that. So this is how I would use 30, a 30-degree line. This is only for use cases, but honestly, I don't think you have to do anything now, because when you group anything, for example, let's say Control G here, and in the float value, you can just change this to degrees, like an angle, and by default, it'll give you, wait, it should give you 0 and 360. That's the output, sorry. I think I should do this for the input. Angle 90, minimum to 0 and maximum to 360. Now we can have a degree as well, which is fine. This is awesome. Blender gives you a lot of different ways to solve things. And let's get back to work. Alt H. And I'm gonna pin this. Let's I'm gonna see the messages again. Sorry. I haven't been saying that much. And Dre's left, so that's cool. Do let me know if you have any other questions. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, let's quickly get back to work. Right now we have a motor setup, which I think I'll fix it in a bit. But for now, we generated the broken tiles, which is fine. So the reason why this is not working is I have a motor width, which is not helping. So I'm gonna delete that output and the input as well, because I don't think motor is supposed to be there in this setup. Motor width is fine, but I don't think the mask is necessary. And motor width is okay. Motor height, yeah, that's not what I wanted. This one, let's delete that as well. It's just too much stupid controls and not really useful. And also add a panel so that we can control the height variation. Let's quickly bring the variation amount and variation intensity into this. Variation amount, variation intensity, and then minimum height, and then maximum height. Okay, now we have a panel, which is awesome. And I'm going to delete this height variation thing. The next panel is going to be tilt variation, so let's do that. Panel, let's call this tilt variation. And let's quickly add tilt variation amount, tilt strength, tilt variation, max displacement. That's it. I think this is the two things. Sure. Now let's delete this as well. And I'm gonna bring this. Perfect. Seed will be after this. Sorry. Shape controls. Yeah, that is the next node that I wanted to add. So let's see that. Now we can turn these things off. Next one is shape controls. So let's give another panel. Let's call that Add panel, shape controls. It would have overall scale, sure. Rounding, yes. Motor width, bevel displacement, max displacement, and seed. Perfect. And the shape controls will be above there. See, I would say this is a win. Now we have really clean setup for shape controls, bevel height controls, and tilt controls. I'm happy. Hmm. Let's see. This is cool. Except we have the motor setup as well, so we need a motor mask. Oh, wait a minute. Height mask. Okay, this and this. I think this one has to be multiplied with the height mask. This is interesting. Very cool, very cool. Sorry if I'm not talking that much. We have to quickly figure out how to do this. Oh yeah, of course, of course, of course, of course. So I should take the maximum and Control Shift D and make it into greater than that. That is what I need to do. And I have this and this. Use this as the mix factor and then use that. And now we have perfect tiles. This is, you know what? This is perfect. I think, I don't even think we need this, technically. Maybe we need that, yeah, we need that. This setup is perfect. Just need to figure out how to give this one there. Yeah. And let's organize this quickly because this looks like a mess. Okay, and then why does this not work again? So we can't use this. We can use this as a mask now. Yeah. Now, before that, we need to find a way to get the, take that, not this. Let's see this quickly. That, yeah. This motor setup needs a bit of help, definitely. This needs help. I'm confused, but I think I can figure it out. Math node, apply. Actually, I have another thing. I want to use the gradient from the outside, which is a motor gradient, that one, to give color variation. So let's use that as color variation and use the motor gradient into the colors noise. Oh, look at that. That's good. I don't know how that looks. Should look cool though. RGB curves. Yes, yes. Let's do that. That is fun. So that you're giving from outer, you're giving it a dip. But now instead, let's use that directly. Let's take this mix color and let's add to this. Interesting. I don't know about you, but this seems little interesting. Maybe I should do the add after this, maybe. Not add, maybe mix, lighten, screen. It looks cool though. Not sure, but it's definitely too much, so I'm not gonna add any stuff to that. Let's decrease this to there. So I need to figure out a good way to generate motors. That is one thing. But other than that, I think um, I need to. The previous motor seems fine, but the thing is, the motor setup that I have at the moment is is not is not like being like, how to say this. I think I should first, we have the tiles, we have the motor at 0. So what I need to do is we need to bring the motor setup to -1 so that from here the displacement happens so that it comes again back to 0. So I should take the present height map, subtract 1 and then add the motor on top of that. and mask it out. So for that, I need to get the tile mask, which we have already, and take the tile mask and invert it and subtract it by 1. Does it make sense? You know what? Maybe that's what I should do. Invert it and subtract it. Hmm. I think that's it. Not sure, but could be. Yeah. I think the random height offset should also happen only along one direction and should not go down as well. So we'll see. We'll see. For now, honestly, I'm overcomplicating this stuff, and this is not really how we need to do this. But for now, forget about the let's forget about the color itself. Let's just work on the tiles. Yeah. Let's just work on the motor. We have the motor already, so let's take the height, multiply this with the height offset at 0, and then let's bring the minimum height to 0 and maximum height to 1. And if you just look at this as a whole, it looks something like this. And this is definitely not good motor. So to get good motor, we need to have a motor mask. Like you can see here, this is good because the tile is very thin, right? Like the motor is thick below that. I need to keep that in mind because every time I do that, I'm always getting confused in that particular place. And we only have 10 more minutes, so I don't know. Uh, I'll just quickly give it a quick render. I'm glad that I made this tile setup, and you know what? I'll just group this and we'll call that a day for now. So let's not worry about motor. The motor, we need a mask for that, and we'll use that mask and combine it with the next motor mask, and then we can do that. So let's not do anything related to motor at the moment. No, something is missing. With this height, we'll go here, and let's just look at this for now. So we already have the height map, and there is some trouble here. Not sure what's that. Okay, it's just a glitch, so not a problem. And we can bring this all the way to 0 for now. And if you bring this to 1, all the broken tiles are gone. Bring this to 0, all the broken tiles are available. This is fine, and I think we should not tilt the tiles yet. You know what I mean? Okay. But this has to happen, so take a math node. Just multiply this with this. So wherever there is motor mask, I think we should also subtract this by -1. Let's take this. Let's mix. Wherever it is white, let's make this -1. Wherever there is black, let's make it 1. And that's it. I'm almost there, you know. So wherever there is a dip, I want that faces to go down by -1. So we have that mask. Let's not subtract anything here. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, let's take the float mask, and not sure what this is doing here. Okay, that's important. Okay, that's cool. Not gonna do anything here. Before displacement, let's take a math node, subtract this. You see that? This is perfect because wherever there is a dip, we have that now. And now when we add a motor and if we plug the UV map here, does it make sense? And let's remap this values to -1 to 0, right? Now let's use math maximum this. Uh, okay. Why did that not have work? And is someone clamping anything here? Okay, let's not clamp it. Yeah, that is bad. We subtracted -1 sure, but is this actually giving us -1 gradient? Let's check that. Let's greater than 0. Yeah, -1 to 1. So there is some stuff. This is definitely -1. It has to be -1 or else it's gonna be a trouble. Wait, is it minimum? Of course minimum will win. Okay, I have to take this and take the mask, which is this. Need to invert that, so mix, take the mask, make this 0. Look at that. Okay, okay. So wherever there is broken tiles, let's not take this, take this. Maybe let's use this here. Oh wow, that is perfect. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I figured it out. So now look at this. Of course, like the thing is super extreme. We're going to fix that definitely. But we have it. It works. It works really well too. I'm glad, but let's fix the look because I don't like how that is looking at the moment. Scale, let's make it 0.2. Yeah, something like that. That is cool. Let's bring the maximum to a decent level. 0.5. Yeah, sure, why not? We have this, and then we have this, and then we have maximum, and then this. The best part is we can now go to the shape controls and increase the motor width, and that should still, let's take the motor gradient. Yeah, I'm bad at this. Yeah, Let's take the motor gradient and then use that and add back here. I think that'll make it a lot better in my opinion. I'm not sure why that is happening. Okay, I think that's because of the displacement, yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's look at this, and maybe we can take a look at this here and use a mix node, mix color. With this as our new mask, and with this as our new color for the whites. And here we can use the gradient from this, I think. Color ramp. Use this gradient and put this right there. Let's give this some pretty dark murky color, like a cement color. Then the edges need to be fixed, and the way I would probably do the edges is by using a, we have a maximum here, so definitely let's use maximum greater than, use that mask instead. Wait, is this maximum working? Okay, why does that work and not this? It's probably this maximum which we're supposed to use anyway. Hello, Mr. Isometric. It's really nice to see you here. Really sorry. We're almost done, like maybe another 5 minutes, because I'm working on broken tiles and it's almost done, and I'm pretty happy with how that looks, except there is one small issue with the motor, so I need to fix that. So I'm gonna set the motor back to 0 for now, so that we don't have to worry about it. So let's give that a quick render now. That looks cool, except like the colors and the roughness seems to be a bit off. I'm gonna fix that, because or else I can't handle that. Okay, I think we should be using the mask, this mask, yeah, right, that as a mask, that's it. And this color is getting tired, so I'm gonna change this color to maybe a little bit more like that, and I'm gonna use the distortion. Let's increase the scale to make it more granitey, I guess. It's fine, maybe. Then maybe. This is very interesting. No problem, I took 2 minutes break from work. That's awesome. Will watch the record stream later and try to replicate it in UE5. I still try very loosely. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really nice. Would love to see how if you can do this, because I'm not sure. I tried making generators in Unreal Engine and it did work, and it was pretty interesting. But I'm not really sure how Game Engine would look. It would probably look better. Maybe I should try Unreal Engine at some point, but for now, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna, let's see. I don't know which colors to choose. This is really hard. You know what? Let's just leave it with at this. This is fine. Not too bad. Give this a quick render so that we can showcase our materials. This is lovely. I'm happy. Maybe we'll just work on the displacement shader a little bit more before we do that. So let's decrease the bevel strength so that it actually looks like tiles. Look at that. That is too strong. 0.2 maybe. And the max displacement, let's lower that down again. Ooh, that's perfect. And we would probably need to change the displacement in the motor. Max height to 1 maybe. Yeah. Looks like marble, doesn't it? And let's also decrease the number of broken tiles. Don't really need that much. 0.15 is fine. Just here and there. This looks so cool. I mean, there's definitely an improvement. Like, look at this. This is previous and this is now with just little tweaks. I prefer this. So with that, yeah, that's where try comes in. I say, yeah, you can bake this texture into maps in Blender and export it to Unreal Engine 5. Definitely, but one problem with this method is they're not really tileable. That is the whole point. But I'll try to work on more tileable versions in the future, definitely. But yeah, this is this is little not tileable case scenario. I would say. I'm happy with this result today. So for my sake, let's do a 200% render like this. And I also want to add some really cool details on top, like a little bit of dips here and there. I'm gonna try that. Like this seems a little too weird. Like the broken tiles. This broke well, but look at that. That doesn't look nice. I mean, that crack doesn't look real. I mean, I think it all comes down to artistic control, isn't it? And some roughness, surface roughness would be cool. Right now it has a uniform roughness. That's nice, honestly. I'll probably edit this stream so that, there is not much happening. Like all the thinking, I'll probably trim it down because I'm not really feeling it that much here. Anyway, this still looks good to me. Um, just gonna quickly change some other factors, I think. Like, I think this is fine here. Okay, that's cool. Let's quickly check some seed values. Yeah, seed works. Height variation is fine. Tilt variation, not so much. And the lighting is definitely tasty. I just wanna quickly change the color of the background. Doesn't really matter, we can fix that later. I just wanna try adding some dips. I don't know. I feel like adding some surface imperfections on this. So let's try adding not hair particles. Let's do like a, I don't know, dense. Yeah, dense is a pretty good one. So let's use dense. Why not? So for that, except height, we need this, and this. Perfect. Not sure how this would look, but take that and take this. Oh, wow. Oh, that is so much though. I would say around 0.005 or a very tiny amount of speck dust would look cool. Oh, wow. I'm enjoying this. Like, look at this. This is really cool though. Even though, like, the scale is really high, probably. Maybe, you know what? Let's give it all the way first and bring the scale back down, I think. Yeah, okay. For this particular tile, this much displacement breakness would probably look weird, of course. So 0.01, 0.1 maybe. Even that is a lot, don't you guys think? Like, I mean, it has here and there, definitely, but oh wow. I think giving this a scale of 50 is probably best. And 0.105. And this is where the I want to see the render difference. So let's quickly go to third socket and let's give this a quick render. Surface imperfections is the way to go, honestly. Like, the more surface imperfections the better, but since it's so much, there'll be a lot of noise, so I would need this to resolve a lot. But yeah, look at that. The detail looks cool, but again, it's too much. I think I'll add another slider for decreasing it here and there, but yeah, it's gonna give a lot of noise, definitely. We have to wait for it to resolve because all these tiny specks are catching light. So, but yeah, look at here. There's good detail. And this is too much detail, like I thought. So it's probably not really that good. So let's do 25 instead. And let's keep the lower one to low, but when is the second one? Yeah, second one is a big one. So let's not do that. Okay, that's too much. Let's keep this there. Let's keep this to 0.35. This should probably look cooler and less noisier compared to what we had before. And hopefully it doesn't crash. Hi Kaju. I have watched Cute since on sign cause Stan and they're telling how to find them. Like opposite side, I just signed something like this. I'm wondering how we can use them in Blender. And Karthik chat. Oh, you're Karthik, okay. Um, so according to me, you should probably watch like my previous tutorials, like like the first Blender Math series. There I actually have some examples on how to do that. Like, I think I sent a link on top. Maybe watch those tutorials. Yeah, I don't like this detail, definitely. It's too much. So I'm gonna decrease the scale more. So 0.8 it seems fine. Like here and there of bits and cracks. That seems little manageable. Yeah, this is cool. Sorry about that. So, by the way, I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm streaming day after, so it'll be every other day. I'm not trying to do a daily stream because it's really bad for me. I think I'm having some problems streaming every other day. So, but yeah, I think for now we'll stop it here and we'll continue day after tomorrow. But I'll try to uh, minimize the. I'll try to clean these things up definitely. Like, look at this. I need to make this into a node group and all this setup to be a good node setup for cracks. So I'll do that from next time onwards, definitely. But for now, this is it. Um, Hope you guys had fun. See you guys later. Bye.